Okay, hello there YouTube, this is Inflatablemango. I'm going to be doing another vlog kind of thing. So yeah, last night it's kind of a moan actually more than a vlog. And it gives me a chance to get shit off my chest that's been pissing me off for quite a while. And then the events of last night have helped me realise that it's not just me, it's other people get affected by this, and therefore it might help people if I talk to you about it. Maybe, we'll see. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, last night my friend Emily Boo posted a video on her YouTube regarding people commenting about tattoos and piercings, you know, the kind of whole thing. I believe it was piercings as well, but most definitely tattoos, and you know, getting the same old shit that I'm sure she gets all the time, which is, why did you do that, etc, etc. And I thought, you know, calling her ugly and this sort of shit, and you know, I thought, yeah, okay, that's bad enough. You know, I've got hardly any compared to her and her husband. I've got my arms, and that's pretty much it. I have got more planned, but you know, time and money and etc. have prevented me from getting them. But you know, if I had the money, I'd be covered. I've got no problem with tattoos. I think they look amazing. And if people don't, you know, if someone doesn't have them, I don't judge them because they do or don't have them. They're a personal choice, and you know, it's not up to X, Y, or Z to say you can or you can't have this done to your body. Much in the same way as piercings. You know, obviously I've got hardly anything. I've got my tunnels, which are tiny, but you know, the only reason I haven't got more is partially because I know that my employers would go ape shit, and I don't want to have a fresh piercing because obviously you can't take it out and then it would just close, so it'd be pointless at the moment for me to do it. And secondly, because I'm a bit of a pansy and I don't really like piercings, but I'm fine with tattoos. So yeah, getting back to the point. So yeah, one of the comments that Emily was getting very annoyed at online, and I was really pissed off with, that I personally haven't had because I haven't got children, but that she mentioned that she'd had a comment saying that her and her husband Ben shouldn't be able to have kids because they've got tattoos. Now, what the fuck, basically, is all I say to that. They're amazing parents. They're amazing. Their little girl is, you know, she's adorable. She's incredibly well looked after. You know, don't even go there. It's yeah. I'm not allowed to say the C word because I've already been banned on YouTube previously from my channel for saying that too much. But that's an appropriate time to call them that. That person deserves to have a tattoo across their head saying that word. Purely kind of because they don't like them, so that would be even more of an you know, more of a kick in the balls to them. But yeah, don't judge somebody because of how they look. You wouldn't judge somebody if they're black and say, you know, this is probably going to get me in more trouble, but I don't really give a fuck. You know, you don't stereotype people who are black. You know, the typical like African Caribbean type, you know, the dreads and all this, and you know, the smoking the weed, listen to that's, you know, listening to like Bob Marley. Not every black person does that. A very, very small proportion of them do. You know, not all Muslims are terrorists and going to kill you. Just because they wear a burqa doesn't mean they're going to blow you up. It's no different. It's just because you have tattoos, it doesn't mean you're a horrible person, or you're going to, you know, be a bad parent, be a bad this, be bad at a job. You're not going to have a job. That's another thing coming onto it. It's fuck all to do with it. It's literally a colour. It's an image on your skin, and that is it. It doesn't change who you are. I'm still the same person I was before I had these. If anything, I'm a better of a person because they I find I get since I've had these, I've had more. Well, maybe not that one, 'cause it's not finished. But you know, since I've had some of these done, I've had more confidence because people have said, you know, oh, that looks good, and etc. etc. You get a boost. So it's not. If anything, I've only had positive. I don't feel that that's the reason to get them. However, I feel that you should only ever get tattoos done or piercings if you personally want them. And you know, all of mine mean something to me. I wouldn't. You know, I've got. You know, I've got memorial ones. I've got ones for my family. I've got etc. And then I've got those ones for you know, things that mean something to me. But I don't, you know, and I don't really give two fucks if someone doesn't like this one, that one, etc. I don't care because it's not. I didn't have them done to please people. I had them done because I wanted them, and because I like them, and you know, I'm happy with them. So why, you know, what other? I don't really give two fucks about anybody else's opinion. Let me just have a coffee, Henry. So for people to start on, you know, on myself or my friends to say, you know, you're ugly, etc., etc., just forget it. Don't even bother, because, yeah, I'm getting quite pissed off about that. But I'll move on. So yeah, the second part of this video relating to tattoos, etc., is how it's affected me in terms of my experiences of how it's affected me with jobs. I do have 2 jobs, so again, that's another point on Emily's thing. People telling her she wouldn't get a job. Well, I'm another example of that. I've got tattoos and I've got 2, so fuck you. Second, you know, carrying on from that, the negative side, I suppose, I'd find of it is, for people who don't know, I work in the animal industry, you know, animal care industry. So I work at a cattery doing, you know, care of animals, and I also work at a veterinary practice. More so recently, since I've been starting at the veterinary practice, there was quite a big hoo-ha about whether I was allowed my tattoos on show to the public whilst I was at work. For me, I've got, obviously, those ones would have been no problem because my shirt would have covered them, even just to keep them happy. However, I've got there, and I've also got on my wrist, on this arm, so those would have been more of a problem to cover, and I've also got one there actually on my wrist. But eventually, after a lot of arguing with the, you know, the head staff who didn't like tattoos because they're a bit posh. I didn't say that. I don't want to lose my job. Eventually they, you know, yeah, go on, fair enough, you can have them out on display, just not around public. So, you know, I'm okay while I'm at back, but if I was to have to do a face-to-face, I'd have to cover them up, which, you know, for the sake of losing my job, I'm prepared to do, because it's not worth the hassle. And anyone else who's trying to get into animal care will know how hard it is to get an animal care job, let alone 2. So I'm incredibly grateful for the opportunities that I've been given with, you know, the animal careers, the path that I've been able to go down. However, currently I'm working at the veterinary practice as a kennel assistant, so I do basically lots of the shit that no one wants to do, like lots of the cleaning out of the animals, lots of the looking after this and that. So it's a bit of a down step from what I'm used to. So I'm used to doing, like, you know, medications and nursing and more hands-on with the animals kind of thing. But as it's a foot in the door in a veterinary practice, I was prepared to, you know, do that, because I want to go up and up and up. I'm never going to go to vet, but I want to go to, like, veterinary nurse ideally, because that's the sort of level I want to work at. However, the company policy for this particular vet is that you can't have tattoos on show, and the veterinary nurse assistants uniforms are short sleeve scrubs. So technically speaking, that would, because of my tattoos, that would prevent me from progressing and doing the job I want to do. I don't consider myself to be incredibly clever, but at the same time I don't consider myself to, you know, lack knowledge on stuff. You know, I've got, what, 4 or 5 level 3 diplomas in relative animal related things. I'm qualified in animal psychology, I'm qualified in animal grooming, I'm qualified in basic animal care, management, etc., etc. So, you know, I know what I'm doing. I've worked with animals at the RSPCA when I used to do my voluntary work, doing rehabilitation work on animals that were either sick, injured, strays, cats, like cats. Right, I'm back. I ran out of space on the iPad and it decided to just go and turn it off rather than let me know. So I'm gonna intertwine these videos so that you won't notice, but you will, because I've just said it. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, basically back to where I was. So yeah, as I was saying, I was qualified in various things. One of the things I missed off there was I'm also qualified in veterinary support assistance work, which is also a level 3 CPD diploma, which is basically equivalent to about 1 to 2 A levels. You know, it's not the highest you can get, but I had to do a hell of a lot of work to get it, and I passed it with high distinction, which is a 95 to 100% mark. So, you know, I couldn't have passed it with any higher grades. So I'm pretty impressed with myself for that. So, you know, I believe that I've got the knowledge, well, the basic knowledge, obviously, that you in that kind of animal stroke medical kind of world, you never know everything, and I never proclaim that I know everything, which is part of the, you know, enjoyment of the job. You're always learning something. But I don't feel that all of that time learning, all of that money spent on courses, etc., or course materials, etc., is worth, you know, saying, oh no, that's irrelevant because you've got a tattoo, or you know, you could be the brightest person in the world. You could be like Stephen Hawking's kind of like IQ, but because you've got a tattoo, you're instantly branded scum, or although then they can't have that job because of that. It's really shit how society's got to that point where you're not judged on who you are, you're judged on how you look. That's really kind of a whole other kettle of fish, really, because then you're going down the whole route of the women and self-esteem issue of, you know, a woman must look like this, a man must look like this, end of. But that's for a whole different video. That's I'll be here forever if I start on that. But in terms of the, you know, ending this one off, don't judge people because they've got tattoos. Don't judge people because they've got piercings, and don't call people ugly because, you know, if you think they're ugly, then that's your opinion. But you don't need to tell them. That's just being a dick about it. It kind of finishes off on a saying that, you know, I've probably heard: if you've got nothing nice to say nothing at all. And, you know, there's no need to spread hate and shit. I feel like fucking Gandhi here, but there's no need to spread hate and be a complete dick and just, you know, that person who messaged Emily about the parent not being a parent. What have they achieved other than potentially? I know it wouldn't get to her, but it just pissed her off. But if she was more sensitive and that really upset her, you know, how is that helping? It's not. All you've done is annoy someone because you're hiding behind your little keyboard. Well, don't even bother typing it. Just keep your opinions to yourself if you think like that. And yeah, don't do stupid shit like that because there's no need for it. So yeah, I can't really think of anything else to say. I just wanted to get, you know, I've had a lot of shit recently because of, obviously, as I said in the video, having to cover my tattoos up for work, etc. So it was kind of pissing me off that people are being judged like that, and I thought, you know, I'll just let it slip because it's just it's just because of the industry I work in. Where, you know, then seeing the video when we put on last night made me realise that, you know, it's happening to other people as well, and for her to get such personal, nasty comments just because of her tattoos, I'm like, I honestly was like, shit. It's, you know, people are dicks, really. But yeah, that's basically off my chest. I just wanted to let you guys share this with me. I'm going to give you guys another video on the Inflatablemango channel. I'm going to do a tech review today. I've bought a camera, that's a camera, to go on the back of my car so that when you reverse you can look at a screen rather than turning your head, because that is too much effort. So yeah, it's a cheap shitty Chinese thing. I thought it was like 30 quid, and I thought, I'll give it a chance and see what it's like. So we're going to have a review of that, and eventually I'll install it and we'll see it working, and then we'll get the video of that. So yeah, I shall crack on with that video, and I shall speak to you all soon. Thanks for watching, and don't judge people, because if you do, you're a dick. And it's been the Inflatable Mango, and thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe.